Myers from Hamilton County Schools. Today we're going to do a first read and then a close read of the text, "Danger, this mission to Mars could bore you to death." So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and read through this text the first time, doing the notice, annotate, connect, and respond. I couldn't remember the last one. The like chart that's in the textbook, just so that you guys are already thinking about and comprehending this text. Once you have finished reading this text, go ahead and unpause me. Okay, so there are a couple of things that I think that you guys, so a couple of words that are not defined in this text that I thought you guys might want to know. The first one is rigorously, and that means like in an extreme way. The second one is psychological, which is of the mind. It has to do with the mind. So it talks about physical and psychological. So physicals of the body, psychologicals of the mind. My first question that I want you guys to think about writing an answer to is, after this first paragraph, why are 6 people living in a geodesic dome on the side of a volcano? This is really just a comprehension question. Make sure you understand what's going on. So that is this paragraph here, paragraph 1. Why are 6 people living in a geodesic dome on the side of a volcano? Pause me while you answer that question, and then when you're ready to move on, go ahead and hit play. Okay, so the next question is about paragraph 3. I'm going to read it out loud, and I want you to listen for something that stands out to you, which means the astronauts will get bored. In fact, a number of scientists say that, of all things, boredom is one of the biggest threats to a manned mission, Mars mission, despite the thrill inherent in visiting another planet. And so attention is being paid to the effects of boredom at high seas and on the International Space Station. But because of the causes of chronic boredom, scientists say research facilities in Antarctica might actually provide a better simulation of the stress of a journey to Mars. Hopefully you guys noticed that the author used the word bored or boredom a bunch in that one paragraph. So I want you to think about, why would the author repeat a specific word like that? So why did the author choose to repeat the word bored or boredom so many times in that paragraph? Go ahead and write the answer to that question, and then press play when you're ready to keep going. Something else I noticed in this paragraph is the use of transition words and phrases. So we've got, in fact, we got, and so, we've got despite. Why do you think the author chooses to include so many transition words in this paragraph? What was the author's goal there? Pause me while you think about and answer that question, and then press play. All right, in paragraph 7, what details does the author really introduce? So I'm going to read this one, and I want you to think about what details the author introduces here. Astronaut candidates go through 2 years of training before they're even approved to fly. And before they're chosen to be candidates, they have to compete against thousands of other applicants. The 2013 class, for instance, had more than 6,000 applicants, and only 8 were chosen. Astronauts are rigorously, remember that means in an extreme way, tested for psychological, which means of the mind, as well as physical, of the body, fitness. But no mission in NASA's history has raised the specter of chronic boredom to the degree that a Mars mission does, because none have involved such a long journey through nothingness. So what details does the author introduce here that have not been in the other paragraphs? Go ahead and write your answer to that question and press play when you're ready to move on. All right, My next question is why? Why does the author introduce this idea of the difficulty the difficulty it is, or the difficulty a candidate has to go through in order to even become an astronaut? Why does the author introduce those facts? What does that do for this article? All right, my next question is, what lines in this text, specifically in this paragraph, specifically convey or show the challenges of traveling to Mars? I want you to find a line in this text. All right, before we move on to the final question that you write quite a bit about, I want you to think about the author's claim. What is the author's claim? What is the author trying to prove in this article? Once you have answered that question, go ahead and press play and we will continue to our final question. Okay, so now this is the question where I want you to use evidence from the text. I want you to write a whole paragraph. How does the structure of this text, or how the author pieced it together, how does that contribute to the author's claim that you wrote in your last question? All right, once you are done with that work, you are good to go. Have a wonderful rest of your day.